up, 08, roll up, codeine in my soda. Molly got me fucked up like. It's the motherfucking weed. It's the motherfucking weed. Fucked up, 08, roll up.
Do it again, one more time. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am the one, the only Matic movie, and today I don't know where Naeem is. I guess he got lost in the sauce somewhere. But as always, our special guest host, Mr. Lafayette Roby.
Two young girls in the hole.
Now, what we want to talk about today, man, is something pretty serious, something that everybody is seeing that's going on. This coronavirus, man. This coronavirus, it need to be addressed. We need to take it a little bit more serious. But I'll let Lafayette elaborate just a little bit more on this.
Good morning. Over the weekend, I was watching the news, and something striking hit me. 184,000 people was affected across America over the weekend, and 257,000 people have died. The American health system is about ready to collapse because over the weekend you had 84,000 people across America get admitted into the hospitals. The frontline staff, nurses, doctors, they're exhausted. We're in a crisis. Now all of a sudden, you want to start putting up these makeshift field hospitals when all you had to do was shut everything down because you got massive spread because people doing what they want to do for the holidays. LAX was jam-packed at 10 o'clock at night. Texas and California, you got miles and miles of cars waiting to be tested. And if people don't understand, the mask is going to help protect you, right? So we have to wear them, right? We can't take this thing for granted. Like, here myself with an underlying condition, right, by being a dual transplant recipient, I don't play when it comes to my health. So like people need to wake up. Okay, I know you want to see your parents, you want to see your in-laws, but we had to come up with a thing like this. I love you, but you just can't come here this year. You know what I mean?
Oh, Mom, what's the name? I remember you called me about the health care.
Yeah.
And I called up because my stuff was coming in. She said, I'll give it to you at the door.
Yeah, because you got to actually remember, when you say fear, it's the fear of the unknown.
Right.
Corona is everywhere. It's now that they're saying that you got the symptomatic, the asymptomatic, and people that's positive. So,
right.
like, you got people around here that don't even know that they're sick and spreading it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because of no fault of their own, because if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
But if people had to put things in place to prevent all this, yes, we should have been testing back in February and April so we would have known, right? The issue is we have always had viruses and pandemics, but we always done something about them. When you get powers being that don't want to do nothing about it and do the 52 fake out on America, you know what bothers me? Is that people of all races, I ain't just going to put it on no one race, can follow somebody down a narrow road when they can tell that it's not working.
Exactly.
I can't believe somebody that can quote Corona and still saying it's a hoax.
The thing that got me when he took the mask off, like he just won a championship prize. Like he took the mask off and stood there.
I can't get like, okay, you may think that it's not for real and that it's a hoax, but look at the numbers.
Right.
Sweden did herd immunity. Just let everybody catch it and it backfired on them. Now they have to shut the whole country down.
Right.
You see what I mean? Because you're following behind what people are saying and not following the science.
Right.
I need to let people know, regardless You cannot take taxpayer fund and pay for a recount,
Right.
because that's not the law.
Right. I know that.
So like, we need to like wear your mask, protect yourself. Okay, I love you, but I can love you from a distance, it's true. We can talk on Facebook, whatever they call that thing, FaceTime, Snapchat, whatever, you know what I mean? But I just, look, I love you, but I love me more. I want to see you. I'm not want to gather in November for a good time and then I'll be burying you in December.
I can go along with that because, man, this is like just watching like through my social media, I see a lot of people showing videos of, you know what I'm saying, videos of themselves actually in the hospital with respirators and and so forth and so on. So I get it. At first I was a little on the fence as far as like how serious it really is. But then when I start seeing people like my age, like with respiratory, I'm like, it was beyond me. I was like, God damn.
And one of the things, okay, they say they got a vaccine that's maybe 95, 94% effective, but it hasn't been tested on children or elderly people.
But it hasn't been tested.
So they don't know what the effects can be. And if people don't know it, in any vaccine they have this thing called MR5.
Right.
It's a combination of different drugs that all have side effects. And until you know what that side effect can do for you, especially like with me with an underlying condition, you gotta be real careful with this. You know what I mean? I can't take the vaccine unless my doctors told me, because I can't take no trial medication.
Right.
I can't go on no studies or anything about having dual transplant recipient living in kidney. You know, but people need to start being more proactive with yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like this is no joke, people. You can be here today and gone next month. They've had cases where people was in the hospital, in the hallway, they were trying to find a bed for them in the hospital, and the person died before they could even get upstairs.
Dang. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna take for people to get serious about it. What it's gonna take for everyone to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they don't have to get it. All we know is that we're trying to explain to people, you need to get it and do what you gotta do to protect you. See, I can't worry about what they ain't doing. You see what I mean? Because I came to the firm belief that coronavirus is real. Right? And it can take you up out of here. If you could see corona in the atmosphere, I guess you would never come outside.
Right. Let me say this one thing. Like, the important, like, okay, we know coronavirus is a real thing. But with this another thing that everybody need to understand, like, you have to still get your flu shot, because from what I'm understanding is that you can catch them both. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's a true definition of catching hell. So you gotta also get your flu shot. So like, I mean, I was opposed to the flu shot, but I'm like in this climate, what do? You know what I'm saying? So damn
if you do, damn if you don't.
Right, for once I encourage it.
Well, how about this, right? This pandemic is so deadly. You can catch it and then catch it again.
Yeah.
So like, okay, you got a test vaccine that is not 100% yet.
Right.
And you want to hurry up and rush it to the market to start giving it to people, not knowing what the effects is.
Right.
You see what I mean? But then you can still get it.
That's the double-edged sword of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's like, from what I understand, it takes years of research for
Right.
certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was that easy, then we'll have the cure for cancer, I'm sure.
Well, it may be a myth or a conspiracy theory, but I somewhat truly believe that they can have a cure for cancer and HIV and things of that nature, but it's more profitable to treat the symptoms than to cure it.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? Now, I could be wrong, because they did the same thing with hepatitis C.
Right. I don't think you're wrong, because I'm like, the most vicious animal on the planet is the human being.
Right, and a lot of people don't understand, cancer is your own cells.
Right.
Okay, cells follow a certain pattern, and this is in your DNA and it goes. But then sometimes, just like your badass kids, you get some that just want to be black sheeps of pattern, want to do what they want to do.
Right.
And that's what a cell does. It goes and wants to do what it wants to do. And then it attaches on to an organ, and then it wreaks havoc.
So that's
what cancer is. It's your own cells going against the nature of your DNA or the flow in which it's supposed to go.
Right.
And it attaches to an organism, and then it starts growing and destroying it.
Right.
It's like it's eating you from within.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I only noticed because when I had to have my liver transplant, scientists some believe that the liver is the only organ that you can cut half of it off and it'll grow back. However, some scientists believe that when you cut, you may spread if you don't get all the cancer. So it's better to take the whole affected cancer liver out and replace it with a transplant.
Right.
That was the route that I went, right? But it's not saying that I can't catch cancer again, because you don't know how your cells are.
Right.
And plus I'm on immunotherapy, so it weakens my immune system. So that's why I gotta be real careful about what I eat. I guess the point of it is an individual point that people need to understand. Thank God for our freedoms and democracy, because it gives us the choice to choose.
Right.
But don't choose, I'm gonna do what I wanna do because I don't believe it, when people are dying.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? See, if you follow the devil down this road, you're gonna get what the devil's gonna get.
True.
You see what I mean? Like, yes, it is your own independent decision. And can't nobody change it. That's your opinion, that's the way you want to believe. But I know for me, I'm scared to death when it comes to coronavirus.
Right.
We work in a hospital where people walk around us all day long. We don't know who got what.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, yes, it's a little difficult to me, right? Sometimes to breathe in the mask, but I have never worn my mask so tight. And believe me, we may be wearing this for another 2 years.
I've been saying that for a while. Like, this is not something that's going to disappear. I'm like, if you're lucky to be alive, it's gonna be a long time to see normalcy. I'll tell you that now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see it like nothing. I don't see this just disappearing.
We have to have a cure to eradicate it.
Right.
Because not only do we need to eradicate it in America, this is worldwide. You know what I mean? And the issue is, in some countries, they got billions of people.
Right.
And we just can't come up with 1 billion doses in America.
Right.
So it's going to take some time. You know what I mean? And you know what the bad part about it? If they don't get it right, we become guinea pigs.
We already are guinea pigs at this stage, because I'm saying it's only been about 7-8 months. You know what I mean? It's about 7-8 months, and they're already saying, well, we had something that is
94, 95.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? So okay. What if I'm the 5% that the shit doesn't work on?
Thank you.
Gotta try something else.
There we go. And see, my issue is, right, I'm trying to make a little humor out of this. I can't get me 2 young girls in the oil. Because I don't know who to trust.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I love Fuzzy. Put a little bit of fuzz up on their lip, you know what I mean? I like it, you know what I mean? For all our women out there.
But I'm just, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be extremely difficult. Dating is gonna be extremely. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if you're in a relationship with someone right now, you need to hold on to the fucking person you got. Because guess what? This shit, you know, you playing Russian roulette going out there now because you know this is a terrible time to be single. I'll tell you that. Let's be honest. This is a terrible time to be single because you don't know what's what. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming with a label, so.
Or they not telling you.
Exactly.
And us old heads have a saying. I done got to the age, in my older age, watch this thing jumping from relationship to relationship. I want to settle down with one good woman. See, that's probably why I was looking all weird and crazy when we was doing what's the word?
Polygamy.
Polygamy. Yeah, when we was doing that, right? Because I just ain't deal with that.
Well, you guys get to see the polygamy when come next week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got this has to be said now. But yeah, but you were uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, we're very uncomfortable because see, I understand everybody had their own opinion, right? But it's all about a belief system.
It's 11:55.
Here, I was raised in a Baptist family, right? And my teachings was the Bible, right? And if it was wrong back in biblical time, what makes it right today?
True.
Because remember, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah behind that same wicked way. If I'm saying it right, you know what I mean, or correctly getting it right, you know what I mean.
You got the gist.
So my thing is like this, right? To each his own. If that floats your boat, go for it.
Right.
But I can't see how do you say you in love and you sharing your love equal between two people. Because remember my favorite saying, if I'm telling you I'm going out and playing bowling with the guys, right, and you believe me, and I tell her I'll see you in a little bit, who am I lying to? I'm lying to both of y'all, right?
Right.
You see what I mean?
I'm just saying. We'll touch more on that. Y'all.
But be real serious about this corona thing.
Yeah,
it will take you up out of here. Look, I know we got a thing up on the corner, we pass the 40 around, everybody drinking, we pass the weed and stuff, but you don't know what the next person got. You know what I mean? That may be your last sip of 40.
Yeah,
or the wine bottle, the Hennessy or whatever.
That's what I'm saying about dating. I'm like, you don't know who the fuck you kissing in the mouth.
No, you know what I mean? And I'm a bona fide freak. I want to bushwhack you in a minute. So you
What?
No, I can't go there. I'm just doing that, y'all, to try to get some kind of sense of humor.
But I'm just saying, like how, like this right here is like, how are people going to date? How are these kids going to interact with each other? I'm saying that the thing that's being affected the most is being people interacting with other people. We can't mingle anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And
even for kids, how the fuck are they gonna mingle?
And I saw a report over the weekend on 60 Minutes where in California they got 7,000 kids that they can't find. They got to go out there and look for them because the parents either snatched them out of school, they didn't move because they're unemployment and stuff. They find them in places you would never think of. They're at the aunt's house, then they're at the grandmother's house, now they're in a hotel.
Right.
And these social workers are dedicated to go out there and find them, to bring them back in school. Because if a child doesn't have the Wi-Fi, internet connection, they lose.
Right.
And then say a 1 year didn't go to kindergarten, right? But eligible. By the time you get to 3, he got to take a test, he's not prepared.
Right.
So all around it's destroying what we try to look at as a way of getting ourselves better. It's just making it harder for us. So we must be proactive and do something about it to save our own life. Hear that word go again, extinct.
Yeah.
Don't make us extinct because of your inadequacy to accept personal responsibility.
See this, and then another thing is like, like what we're doing now, like this is affecting what we do because we're supposed to be in California next month.
Yeah,
and
can't do it.
It's like,
Can't
you know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? It's stopping our growth from us from getting to where we need to get to.
Well,
And
the
it's-
growth will be there.
Right.
It's just that we gotta put precaution on our lives.
Right, but and also we got to figure out a way to make this platform reach the heights it should reach by being home.
But you know the good thing about it? Because out of every bad situation, there's a silver lining.
Right.
We created a quick 15 podcast on our 15-minute break, and we did it during the pandemic.
Yeah, but
And it's getting a hell of better reviews.
right, and I agree with you. However, it's like but this pandemic is affecting our ability to build relationships. Like outside of this, like we can't go to New York and just do something.
Right, yeah.
We can't go to Seattle.
right.
We can't like things that we would be doing. We would be traveling. You know what I'm saying, like for instance, like I said, we were on our way to LA. Next
Well,
month. It's like that's and that, and I was like that. Now we got to work even harder.
Well, we have a favorite word in the Marine Corps. It's called improvise.
Yeah.
So we got to use Zoom for the time being to
Right.
get our word out, you know what I mean? And that's how we got to do things
Right.
until things get better, then so be it. It's like an inconvenience, but
Right.
it's saving lives.
Right, and I agree with Mom, Bev. Like I said, I'm always going. I'm gonna look at that's the biggest issue because we're unable to build the personal relationships, and like that's the terrible thing about this pandemic. But we're gonna have to close this out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We'll touch base on this again. Everybody out there, stay safe. Again, I am the one, the only Matic be moving, and we'll see you real soon. I am here then. Peace out, my man.
Peace out.
Wake up, filled up, 08, roll up, codeine in my soda. Molly got me fucked up like.